My country people them. Today, number 18 day for October 2024, I want to get a frank discussion with my people them, the Anglophones inside Cameroon, and for also give them my advice from my own vantage point. Since the crisis be start for 2017, me I become a victim for 2018 while I be visit my family. The Amber terrorists they attack me and a wider way I decide to fight back. And since then, I don't learn a lot about our history, learn a lot about SCNC, and learn a lot about what will transpire between 1950s, especially 1961, up till today 2024. And my assessment is and the advice we are bringing for una. I will look at the different stances and the different positions the way Anglophones they don't take them vis-a-vis our history, and then I will also give una my own opinions and advice as to how we, as a collective, as a people, if we go ahead for solve the problems the way we call them say the Anglophone problem in Cameroon. First thing I want to make una understand and say, people the way they believe in federalism, they miss a golden opportunity for achieve federation inside Cameroon. Make I repeat them. There came a time for 2018-19 at the peak of Ambazonia terrorism. If Anglophones they be genuinely want to change a form of state inside Cameroon, they would have achieved it. But as usual, Anglophones they miss golden opportunity, and now it is too late.
Should they give us federation, or we should go there negotiate for federation, so that if they give us federation, if they agree for federation, we can then take it, and then in another 5 years we'll build up our army and cut off from them.
Once you pressure and you have even a federation, you have power alternation deal in that agreement, power comes to the Anglophones, so then the Anglophones have the military and the international affairs. Biya is making that his mouth now because he has the military and international affairs. If we too have that, we will speak and we will bite and we can do anything. We can even ask for the independence. That is the secret. Very peaceful, very straightforward.
I think if they agree on federation, we should take it, and then with time, we'll cut off. And so that is it. That's what is happening.
When I don't show we with a hand, and we recognize them, and why that way, two-state federation in no go ever happen inside Cameroon. But I will come to that.
Our problem is not one of secession. That's why we incorrect to call us secession. Secession means to secede means is to cede something, to cut off something from a whole. We have never been one. We attempted to join in a flawed process that even failed before it started. And the union has not been a good one by every common sense. Therefore, we are just restoring that which we had.
So make we examine the different positions them where Anglophones they don't take them as far as our history be concerned. So you get two main positions then. You get one position where now people the way they talk say will never ever join the Republic of Cameroon, and then you get the other position where they will talk say yes we'll be joined, but then for 1972 when they be change the federal constitution, now for their way their point of contention it be so make the return back to the federation of 1972. Now make I tell you now one point. The people the way they clamor for independence, the people the way they cry about restoration, or any person we call itself say Ambazonians, where they claim say they get a right for get independence or whatever, make I tell you now, independence means recognition. It no matter whether you declare yourself an independent state, you talk on for Facebook, you scream to the top of your lungs if you want, so far as no one recognizes that independence and you don't get the power for wield that sovereign powers, the right, the supreme authority for govern yourself, then you're just making noise. So make Anglophones that learn these realities so that we could stop for the make noise, and then we go move ahead for achieve concrete results and achieve concrete powers where we fit use them for govern ourselves, where we fit actually create impact in society and impact our people, their lives them in a positive way rather than in a destructive way. So for the people the way they talk say we never ever join the Republic of Cameroon, for example, Pa Molanjo Litumbe, where they talk about Njumba no be married, those people they make her explain something for una. Whether you like them or not, the whole world, the international community, it recognize, say we be joined. And now why that when Cameroon, it be take Nigeria go for International Court of Justice about the Bakassi Peninsula case, Cameroon win. And the whole world, it don't already adjudicate and say the territorial integrity of Cameroon. Cameroon is sovereignty, include the former British Southern Cameroons and the former Republic of Cameroon combined, we get now one sovereignty. So whether you scream out for Facebook, you cry so tears come up for your eye, it no go change that fact. Say the whole world it recognize Cameroon as one. So if you want for talk say will not be ever join, that one now your opinion. It no matter because the world it recognize say will be joined. So whether you get the best argument for write a thesis for university, whether you argue I'm talking for country talk, whether you talk about how Jumba no be married, whether you talk all kind of things then, plus the people the way they talk say they so say the Foumban Constitutional Conference it no be conclusive for 1961. Guess what? All of that na noise. And now why that way? Even Tibor Nagiwe it want the so-called Ambazonians for achieve their aim. Isa don't tell when I say that train left the station in 1961.
Why would the United States consider Crimea an annexed territory and is not vocal to consider Cameroon present in Ambazonia an annexation?
Do you want the diplomatic answer or the real answer?
I want the real answer.
Okay, the real answer is that train left the station in 1961 or whenever. No one is going to go back to that. The Crimea situation happened, in the last few years, whereas in Ambazonia, like it or not, it's the government of Cameroon which exercises sovereignty. But right now, you're basically, as I would say, shooting blanks out of a gun because, the international community just not going to take any action based on those arguments, no matter how justified. You can have a lot of academicians, who respect those. They will write wonderful academic papers, maybe even doctoral dissertations, but they will end up on the shelf.
It don't tell una. Nobody in the international community it go ever go back for 1961. It don't tell una for text, it tell una in audio, in video, it tell una in interviews, it tell una for una faces. It no go ever happen. So whether you be angry about injustice, as some people they talk about the international conspiracy against una, yes, let that be the case. Make we accept say there was an international conspiracy against you. Now the question is, how do you rectify it? There is no rectification. There is no remedy. No, which court day where you could take the United Kingdom go to? Which court day where you could take the United Nations go to? And now one of the things in this way, people that like Molanjo Litumbe, Ni John Frundi, Estimuna himself, John Go Frontier himself, all these people, them SCNC, they don't go to the United Nations itself. They don't talk to the diplomatic missions there. Whether not the president of the United States himself, Matter when John Frundi be invited to the inauguration of Bill Clinton. Okay, they don't sit face to face, talk to American diplomats, talk to presidents around the world, and they don't tell them the same thing. They recognize the territorial integrity of Cameroon.
Is the permanent separation of the two regions a possibility?
Sir, I don't believe so because I think that most Cameroonians, including in the Southwest and Northwest, have a sense of Cameroonianness, and the concept of a separated, what they call Ambazonia, in my view, is not realistic. Okay. It is the view of the United States of America to recognize the integrity of the country of Cameroon.
Got it.
So faced with that reality, we as Anglophones need to understand. Say 1961, it don't happen and it don't pass. Whether there was some injustice done back then in the 50s and the 60s, there is nothing we can do about it now. Cameroon, it don't already been a one country. Breaking up that country is not going to be a piece of cake. And even if you want to be secessionist, at least be honest about it. Say, yes, we joined, and now we want to secede. Be honest about it. The lies are not going to help you. We don't lie to ourselves for decades and decades and decades, and the only thing we don't bring winner with it, Ambazonia terrorism. And after 5, 6, 7, 8 years of the poorly educated picking away they carry guns to go for bush, what have we achieved? That is an honest question. We need to be able to sit back, assess and look at where we don't losses, where we don't achieve them, and then ask ourselves, was it a good bargain? Was it a good deal? The people, the way they carry guns fall for bush, in the pretext, said they fight for Anglophonism. What did they do with the guns? They turned the guns against the same people, the way they claim, said they can't protect them. Even the Amba terrorists, they kill other Amba terrorists. And I will give you examples. For January 2020, when I remember the Bui massacre, where they killed 39 picking them, that one Amba versus Amba. For Guzang massacre, for December 2018, they killed at least 12 of them, where they catch someone, then tie their hands and for back and then shoot them. I get all the pictures and videos and evidence. When I know about Madame Ayafo Florence, when I know plenty other ones, the way the beheadings, okay, Senator Kemende Henry for Bamenda, the destruction of SDF as a political party, all of these things, now we Anglophones will do them to ourselves. For 2016, 2017, when the Anglophones, they agitate, they carry chaka from Kradai guns to go for bush. In the pretext, said they fight for Anglophonism. What it don't happen? What have we actually achieved? They be declared, say CPDM, not the enemy, right? But look at the results today. CPDM, it don't sweep every single senator, every single parliamentarian seat in the northwest and the southwest region and around the whole country. So when I don't come now, we can't destroy the opposition and then instead empower the CPDM political party. That is a concrete result from what way Anglophones will agitate about. So the opposite of what way we want, now it don't happen. When I claim, say when I go boycott 2018 presidential elections for teach President Paul Biya a lesson, what it happen? It win overwhelmingly. It consolidate power throughout the whole country as a result of our own foolishness. So we need to stop being foolish. We need to get sense and approach this thing in a different direction. People the day where they know forever accept if they will tell them for 2015, 2016, say Anglophone agitation, it will lead to the destruction of Anglophones, it will lead to the destruction of the opposition party, and it will strengthen the CPDM, it will strengthen the President Paul Biya hand instead. People they not forever believe. Me myself, I know for believe him if you tell me for 2016, say Anglophones them, they go woke up, agitate, and then they go start divide amongst themselves. This level of division where they amongst ourselves as Anglophones them, I not forever believe them. Sako Ekome, and know they talk to Marianta, you know they talk to Chris Anu, you two know they talk to Ayabacho Lucas, you two know they talk to Ebenezer Akwanga, and it goes on and on. How many internet government they don't create them since Ambazona nonsense is start? From Sisiku Ayuk Tabe to Sako Ekome to Marianta and the other names the way I don't call them, when I know even need for litigate that point, when I know the division where they amongst we Anglophones them. That is the Anglophone problem inside Cameroon. And another big problem where we get them as a people, now say some few Anglophones they believe say they be more Anglophones than others. That is a fallacy and that is a big mistake where we keep making. And I don't prove them for one. And one of the reasons that way I start my black legism after I be attacked by the Ambazona terrorists. One of the points where they be make them say, they be believe say they so some Anglophones they be need for be sacrificed in order for them to achieve their political ambitions. Now why that way they be talk about say we need to shed blood. Say we have to shed blood to gain our independence. So the question was, whose blood are you prepared to shed? And also some people they be think say they so you're not supposed to talk as Anglophones, you're not supposed to get an opinion or a say. Not only them, because they carry guns or because they believe in their own small myopic mind, they believe say this so that they represent all Anglophones. But the question is, who gave you the mandate? Because you call yourself a separatist, because you call yourself Ambazonian, because you call yourself or you believe say Cameroon is supposed to divide, it don't mean say now all Anglophones they believe in that. And now these kind of people, they radicalize people like me to the level where we had to teach them a lesson. Because all along, even in the SCNC, they get this motto where they talk say the force of argument and not the argument of force. So The people them in the SCNC where they believe in the argument of force, where they believe say they need for carry guns for teach Pobia a lesson, those people them, it was necessary for them for carry the guns, for them for actually use their own ideology, for use force, and now where they don't fail. Now where they don't carry the guns and it don't backfire. Now where they be agitate and then the Anglophone population follow them for 2017 and the result now said the Anglophone population it don't become the target of the beginning where they carry the guns, the extortion, the kidnapping for ransom, the illiteracy, the burning down of schools, stopping children from going to schools, and all of those things, them destruction of our economy, making your territory ungovernable. All of those policies and strategies, them they be designed for take the Anglophone population backwards. The destruction of anything where Anglophones they don't ever build them, from our culture to our tradition, even the language, to the political parties, the opposition, and all the institutions that we don't ever build them. And instead, they strengthen the hands of the CPDM. So now the Anglophone population don't withdraw. They don't remove their hands from this nonsense and they just want peace back. Now is the golden opportunity. Now where the people, the way they be one force, they don't use the force and they don't fail. In 7 to 8 years, they don't control one last mango. The only thing where they control them, now the kidnapping for ransom business and burning down people their taxi inside Bamenda. That is not what the Anglophones wanted. And because the people, the way they be want for use force, they don't try them and it don't backfire, they don't fail. Now the golden opportunity for those of us where we be rational, where we get the mind and the intelligentsia for Anglophone community, the people, the way they be educated, the elites, for come together. And this one my proposition said the Anglophones they need a conference where it could bring together all the sons and daughters of Anglophone community, where they be in favor of the progress of the Anglophones and not this nonsense called division or separatism. No, we don't triumph and we don't fail. May we accept defeat. Anglophones cannot and will never be able to mount a force that would be able to take territory and hold it and control it with the comparison of the Cameroon military and the military might where Yaoundé get them. It will never happen. And even if it be happen, at what cost? Are we prepared to pay the cost? Because I am not. And also, the people, the way they believe in separatism, they must reckon with the reality, say, no be not all Anglophones that believe in that ideology. The people, the way they inside the Cameroon government, the people, they also get interests for protecting. And we don't too much intertwine with the Francophone system and the Francophone brothers across the Mungo. For the way the so-called division or separation, it no go ever happen. It no be feasible. And two-state federation, that one not just a pipe dream. For the way we don't play our card, we don't show our hand. Say the only thing where people they talk about two-state federation, now because we don't fail at separation, so we look at two-state federation as a stepping stone, so that it will give way a breathing space for so-called prepare for then launch another separatist insurrection in the future. No person no be stupid enough to fall into that trick. And also the Anglophone population in the southwest region, they don't be stupid. They don't try the political union with the Northwest and they don't experience the marginalization where it happened during the Foncha years. We know very well KNDP, when they will be in power from 1950s to 1972, in those 11 to 12 years where John Go Foncha will be at the helm of political power inside the southern Cameroons and then later on West Cameroon, they marginalized the population from the southwest. These are just historical facts. And I will quote them for now. For example, the two biggest political positions the way they be held by the people there from the former southern Cameroons, now either the vice president of the Federal Republic or the prime minister of West Cameroon. For 1961, when we create the federation, John Go Foncha be occupy both of those positions. Them he won. He negotiate those positions them for himself. Okay, and then after that he go to Augustine Gomjoan, then he go to Estimuna, and all the people the way they hold those two top positions them in all the 11 years of the federation, they be coming out from the northwest region. All of this happened because of the infighting where it happened between John Go Foncha, KNDP, and EML, NDLA, own political party. And that the reason that way by 1966, all the political parties them inside the former West Cameroon, they decide by themselves for dissolve their political parties them for form one party system inside Cameroon because of their own infighting. It will be too much. in West Cameroon. These are historical facts. If you don't believe me, go and do your own research for yourself. So going back for the people the way they believe it is, so we never ever join Cameroon, you must then answer this simple question. How was it possible for John Go Foncha to sit in Yaoundé as the vice president of the Federal Republic of Cameroon if he did not take his people and joined Cameroon? That is a simple question.
When Britain had announced publicly that Nigeria was going to become independent as from 1st of October 1960, the Colonial Office hurriedly prepared a constitution for southern Cameroons, because on 1st of October, the governor of Nigeria, Sir James Robertson, was to surrender power to Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. The British government could no longer administer the UN Trust territory, for which they signed an agreement with the Trusteeship Council on 13th of December 1946. They could not hand it over to the sovereign Nigerian government. So on 12th of September 1960, the Colonial Office in London prepared a special constitution for Southern Cameroons called the Southern Cameroon Order in Council 1960. It was put before the British Parliament in Whitehall in London on 16th of September 1960, and it became law on 1st of October 1960, the day Nigeria was granted independence. That constitution provided for Southern Cameroons the post of Commissioner for Cameroons. He more or less inherited the powers hitherto vested in the expatriate Governor General of Nigeria. They took those powers and vested them on the Commissioner for Cameroons, a white man. The Constitution provided for two houses of Parliament, a House of Chiefs and a House of Assembly, an independent judiciary, and several others. But it reserved certain powers to the Colonial Office in London. Those powers were foreign affairs and defense, and to some extent taxation. So until the end of the trust over Southern Cameroons, the government of Dr. John Go Foncha had no constitutional authority to discuss the foreign affairs of Southern Cameroons.
You go get people like Molan Jolit, but their argument now say John Go Foncha and nobody get the constitutional powers for discuss the foreign affairs of former British Southern Cameroons. At the same time, now the same people in this way, they talk say this, so John Go Foncha be supposed to enter into a union treaty with President Amadou Ahidjo. How can those two things be true? John Go Foncha not get the powers for enter into international treaty because it no be own sovereignty. Now only sovereign states they fit enter into international agreements or treaties. But John Go Foncha don't ever wield that sovereign power. So how could he then enter into an international agreement with the president of Cameroon, Amadou Ahidjo? It is not possible. You cannot say he did not have the powers to discuss the foreign affairs of Southern Cameroons. At the same time, you want him to enter into a union treaty. And now why that way? Now the United Kingdom, it be enter into that international treaty with President Amadou Ahidjo because now two sovereign states that enter into an international agreement. Now why that way? The United Kingdom, it be signed exchange of notes with President Amadou Ahidjo on the 27th of September 1961, and that document it will be deposited at the United Nations Secretariat the following year for March 1962, and that was the process by which the trusteeship agreement itself was terminated through that exchange of notes for 1961. And now exactly the same document where it terminate the trusteeship agreement for the Cameroons under United Kingdom administration, where it include the Northern Cameroons. So the people, the way they always ask for union treaty, none of them, don't ever articulate the fact say, you go also expect the Northern Cameroons for get a union treaty with Nigeria, because the same document where it terminate the trusteeship agreement with Southern Cameroons, now exactly the same document, it terminate the same trusteeship agreement where it involved the Northern Cameroons. One document, 6 pages, where it's signed between the British and President Amadou Ahidjo for terminate for Southern Cameroons, and it's signed, the British, they signed with the Nigerian Federation for terminate the contract as far as the Northern Cameroons it be concerned. No union treaty was expected, and I don't know who's how way they take this notion, because even if when I want for claim, say now United Nations Charter Article 102 read the Article 102, it will talk for this and member states of the United Nations. And why it will require member states of the United Nations for sign union treaty and then deposit them at the Secretariat. Now, because if you then come in the future for can claim dispute about that treaty, then the United Nations it already get an archived copy where they go use them in the process for deliberate and for determine who be right and who be wrong. Now, the only reason that way the United Nations, it be right and for Article 102 say member states when they enter into treaties or international agreements, they need for deposit that agreement with the United Nations Secretariat, so that in the future, if you want to bring a dispute concerning that treaty, the United Nations already get a copy. They go use now their own copy where you deposit them with them in order for check them for know who be right and who be wrong. As they talk for Article 102, member states of the United Nations, which the Southern Cameroon has never been a member. So that Article 102, the requirement, if you enter union treaty or international agreements or any treaty for deposit them at the United Nations, does not apply to the former British Southern Cameroon, because the British Southern Cameroon has never been a member of the United Nations. Make una understand that fact and that reality. So these people, the way they claim say will never ever join Cameroon, they get a big problem. One of the biggest problems, I say, the whole world recognize Cameroon as one. The whole world recognize Nigeria as one. And if you go try for divide Cameroon, then you don't already try for divide Nigeria, because the same resolution 1608 now about the northern Cameroons as well as the southern Cameroons. And the exchange of notes where it terminate the trusteeship agreement, it also terminate the agreement for northern Cameroons and southern Cameroons, the same document. So if you talk say we never ever join Cameroon, then by extension you'd either talk say the northern Cameroons to never ever join Nigeria, and by so doing you ostracize yourself and you alienate yourself, because the whole world recognizes Cameroon as one. You now they talk like somebody who is just making noise outside. No person no will ever bring you in for listen to where you talk, because you are just a noise maker. So you will become irrelevant. So when I will continue for the talk that noise for the next 30, 40, another 60, 70, 80 years, and you will still be outside making noise. You know, be a member of the African Union. You know, be a member of the European Union. You know, be a member of the United Nations. You know, be a member of no internationally recognized organization. So you could just be an outsider making noise. So nobody no will ever take you seriously. Whereas independence means recognition. They need to recognize you. You need to be recognized. You need to have a seat at the table in order for engage in the discussions. When you don't talk, say you know we don't ever join Cameroon, then you don't deliberately by yourself give away the seat and the position where you for even use them for bargain on the table. But you don't decide, say you don't want you for be at the table. Say you know we don't ever join. So how then do you rectify something will be happen for 1961? There is no remedy. You know if we talk now say we are still a trust territory. No, the trusteeship agreement was terminated. And for 1961, when they be terminate the trusteeship agreement, the United Kingdom in no complaint. The Republic of Cameroon in no complaint. The leaders of the former British Southern Cameroons like John Foncha, Endele and the rest, Estimuna, Augustine Gomjua and the rest, they no complain. So it was done amicably. It was years and years and decades later where we could decide now say una want for complaint. Life does not work that way, my country with them. So we as Anglophones them need for stop for the lie to ourselves. We need for recognize this truth and the reality in our society. For 1961, we joined. And now why that way our leader, where we, for former British Southern Cameroons, where we be elected, send for represent we. It be sit for Foumban Constitutional Conference. It be agree and accept the terms for the Foumban Constitutional Conference. Now, why that way come the 1st of October 1961, John Foncha, it be sit in Yaoundé as the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Cameroon. He no complain, because it be accept the terms of the joining of the union. And the resolution 1608 is spelled out clearly. Say, the United Nations General Assembly invites the administrating authority, the government of Southern Cameroon and the Republic of Cameroon to sit or to have urgent discussions with a view to finalizing before the 1st of October 1961. Okay, so the joining was already going to happen on the 1st of October 1961. Whether una go agree or una no agree, you will join. Now, with that way, the United Nations, if you don't decide them for the paragraph before, where they talk, say, the decision now say, with respect to Northern Cameroons, they will join Nigeria on the 1st of June 1961. With respect to Southern Cameroons, they will join the Republic of Cameroon on the 1st of October 1961. That's the decision. Now, the next paragraph where they invite the administrative authority, and on these three parties, the administrative authority when the United Kingdom, the John Fonchai government, and President Amadou Ayejo government, to sit and have urgent discussions. And the reason why they talk say urgent, now because now for 21st of April 1961, and they don't give them the date, say 1st of October 1961, you will join. So that's why there was that urgency. Say you have to have urgent discussions. Now, imagine for April 1961 to the 1st of October 1961, how many months they get up? About 5 months, 5.5 months, right? So now they began a meeting for Bamenda, they began another meeting for the Foumban Constitutional Conference, and they had another meeting in Yaoundé before that 1st of October. So whether una be agree or una no agree for Foumban, the joining was meant to happen by the 1st of October. No caveat in no be day. Some people they go can't give their academic analysis, go up and down. That's just noise, and that's just your opinion. A no change way to way the United Nations write them on paper. Say by 1st of October 1961, you will join. So whether you reach an agreement or not, you will join by the 1st of October. And the nobody talks say when I get to first get independence and then negotiate the joining. Nowhere is that written. They talk say by 1st of October, you will get independence by joining. So if you no join, no independence. You must join. That act of joining is the independence, and it will happen on the 1st of October. Nowhere has any document ever said about 2 states of equal status. It doesn't exist on any paper. What that one, some people, they are bad discussions or whatever. May some person bring me United Nations resolution or United Nations document where it talk about 2 equal status. Besides, people the way they talk about equal status, equal in what way? Population size. The United Nations, it be work out the population for the 2 territories then, and it come to a conclusion. Now the United Nations be doing no be now we, no be now French Cameroon. Say the population of former British Southern Cameroon at that time was 800,000, and the population of the French Cameroon at that time was 3.2 million. So we were just 20% of what French Cameroon was in population. In land size, we were even less than 20%. In economic terms, nobody in French Cameroon it be come up with the conclusion, but now the United Kingdom and the United Nations it be come up with the conclusion say that territory as the Cameroons under British administration, both Northern and Southern Cameroons were not viable to be independent by themselves. That is a fact. Now the United Kingdom it come up with that assessment and conclusion as the administering authority, and the United Nations it agree. Say what territory the Cameroons under British administration, both the Northern and the Southern, it not be viable for be independent on its own. So they must join either Cameroon or Nigeria. That was not done by French Cameroon. It was done by the United Nations. Now the same United Nations where today when I want make it recognize una, and wait when I go do now just lie about the things where the United Nations it be doing for 1961, as if the people the way they be write those documents they be stupid. Now United Nations it write those documents them. Now United Nations it come up with that assessment. Now United Nations it come up with resolution 1608, and then for 2024 you come out you for Bamenda or Kondo Titi, you want go tell the person will be write resolution 1608 say they never do their job. You want go tell the British for London wait till where resolution 1608 it talk when not them right arm. I mean, we need to be honest with ourselves, and until we be honest, until we come up with these realities, until we accept these realities and come up with a way of talking as Anglophones them, where we not lie and where we be in conformity with the reality we be in front of us, say the whole world recognize Cameroon as one. Until we accept these truths and these realities, we are going nowhere. The Anglophone problem will continue for being a problem of Anglophones talking amongst themselves and killing themselves and they're talking in the wilderness. No one pays attention to you. No one is ever going to open a door to you, nor is anyone going to be sympathetic to your own nonsense, because at the end of the day, you know, if they claim say this, so different man they kill you, but when they can't investigate them, they say and say, now you they kill your own people more than any other person. So, like for example, the Norwegian investigators that come for Cameroon, they can't discover and say this, so now Ayabacho they commit crimes against humanity inside Cameroon. How can you be claiming say different person commit genocide for your country, but when the investigation come, they discover say now you they kill your people? And then what the hell do you want the international community to do? So make we as Anglophones then, we come to our senses before it's too late. So this one are the advice where I bring them for my own country people then. We need an Anglophone conference where all Anglophones, their voices, they be heard and respected. The people, the way they be carry the guns, they be believe say this, so through those guns, they go fit bully all man. They go fit intimidate all man. They go force all man for bend to their will. But guess what? It never work, and it no go ever work. And make una no think say this, so some Anglophones the day where they be more Anglophones than the others. So one go talk say this, so oh, because Minat, Minister of Territorial Administration, and Tangan Jipo, it there for government, it there for Yaoundé, so your voice no matter. You are crazy. Or you talk to people them like the other Anglophones the way they in positions of power, like Minister Fu Kalistus, Pam Bayu, Minister Paul Tassong, and people the way they in government, when I think say they not be Anglophone enough. No, they are also Anglophones, and their opinion matters. As a matter of fact, it matters even more than some of you, because guess what? Now those people them, like the Prime Minister, Chief Dr. John Gute, and the ones that they in government, now them get that powers for influence Yaoundé on our behalf. But we need to give them the mandate. We need to respect them. We need to pull them to our side. We need to talk to them in a way where it will make them they feel like we are one. We need to bring them to our own cause, make them become part of the cause. But the mistake where Anglophones, they don't make them over and over and over again. Now for things that they so, any person within in government, any person within a CPDM now your enemy. That is a mistake. And we don't do that mistake for decades now. And where are we today? How far we don't go? How far we don't go? We don't intimidate people. We don't ostracize people. And now why that way I be come up with this thing say, Ambazuna terrorists, they don't know how to make friends. They only know how to make enemies. You are not going to achieve anything by just making enemies. If una like, una continue for the cry for Facebook, una scream, una meet up European person for road or for American Congress or for United Nations or whatever, una started try to teach them history, try to talk about 1961. Do that for the next 100 years and you will be in exactly the same position. Nothing will change. I say nothing. So now my advice is for una Anglophones them, unity in purpose. And also another reason why we two-state federation no go ever work for Cameroon now, because the Southwesterners they no go ever agree make it work. If you don't believe me, when I ask any Southwesterners of any Southwesterner of influence, anyone like the first class chiefs, senators, parliamentarians, they go tell una they no go ever accept or get a political union with a Bamenda man or Northwesterner. Never. Because they don't experience marginalization, where now we Anglophones, Northwesterners marginalize them. These are facts.
When Foncha now met with Ahidjo in Foumban to craft the constitution, you did not see the British there, and you did not also see the United Nations represented, but you saw the French, who were not supposed to be there, accompanying Ahidjo. So what truly happened? When the British came down to basically pass over the government when we had our independence on September 30th of 1961, remember we celebrated October 1 of 1961, the British handed the flag not to Foncha but to Ahidjo, which was again a violation. Basically, they had already sold us. And then they immediately left. In these negotiations and discussions between Foncha and Ahidjo, Ahidjo went to his parliament and basically, as a dictator, told them what they had to do. And they gave the information and they passed it on to Foncha. And Foncha did not share this information with our fathers who were going to Foumban. So that when they arrived Foumban, remember, it's first of all a fake union because Britain was not there. The United Nations was not there. So, but the French were there who were not supposed to be there. When they went, they were surprised to see that Ahidjo said, according to the document that we had already given you, the people were surprised to say, which document? They had given it to Foncha, and Foncha did not give them, so they never read it. So they basically hurriedly added some clauses to that constitution.
Now, another point, some people, they don't talk about the Foumban Constitutional Conference. So when they talk today, so, oh, the British, they not be there for day. Guess what? The British did not have to be in Foumban. As a matter of fact, read the resolution 1608. It talks about, they say the United Nations General Assembly invites the administering authority. If some person invite you for party, you know must go. The United Kingdom was not mandated to be at the discussions. The only thing where they be no, now say, come the 1st of October 1961, the decision where it be made by the United Nations, it talks say, by the 1st of October 1961, they go terminate the trusteeship agreement, and the United Kingdom, it go pack it back, it leave, and it go join that territory with Cameroon. That was the decision. Now the only thing that way they be no say they must do one for the Foumban Constitutional Conference. If the British they not be there for day, now John Go Foncha a responsibility for make sure say the British they be there for day. It not be being at the British their own. As a matter of fact, were they going there to discuss anything to benefit the British? No. After all, when I also need for understand today, so the people then for former British Southern Cameroons, they be go against the British twice in a very few years. They go against the British. First, the House of Enugu, our parliamentarians, they withdraw themselves from the House of Enugu, come them back against the wishes of the British. Secondly, for 11th of February 1961, the plebiscite, the British, they be expressly advised the people, then say, make the vote for join Nigeria. Because right from the beginning, why were the British, they be carved that territory west? Now, because they be want for just enlarge their colony of Nigeria. Now, why that way they be administer the Cameroons under UK administration, they be administer them in unity with Nigeria. They try for join that territory for make a maybe one bigger British colony. So they no be get no interest for give that territory full sovereign power right from the beginning, from 1919. They no be get that interest. So they advised our people, then say, may they vote for join Nigeria. Our people, they refused. After where they don't commode them out of the House of Enugu, they create headache and confusion with the British them. So come now 1961, after they don't tell you, say, vote for join Nigeria, you deny you. You say you must go join Cameroon. Then why then did you expect the British for be there for help you, for do a decision where they be against, and now you want go? So they allow John Go Foncha for go do the negotiations with one for Duam, with Endele, with Amadou Ahidjo. So John Go Foncha don't go get the negotiation with Amadou Ahidjo, and he negotiate two positions then for himself. So you know if he blame the British. And now for when we not understand, when we talk about the Foumban Constitutional Conference, we now know say the delegation where it be come out from West Cameroon or Southern Cameroon at that time, they be more than 50 people them, we now know so, where it be 4 times more than the delegation will be come out from Amadou Ahidjo's side. For President Amadou Ahidjo's side, they be getting only about 12 representatives them for Foumban. Why where John Go Foncha's side, where they come out from West Cameroon or former Southern Cameroon, they become with 50-something members them. And those people, the way they come out from former British Southern Cameroon, the one comes to 50-something of una, they come them empty hand. They don't bring no constitution, they don't bring nothing. Whereas the President Amadou Ahidjo's side, he won't come for Foumban, he be don't prepare a draft constitution. And that draft constitution, Amadou Ahidjo be don't present them to the British, and he be don't give a copy to John Go Foncha. That John Go Foncha, he take that constitution, he hide them from ye own people them because of your own infighting, because he no be one make Endele a no ye negotiation with Amadou Ahidjo. Who are you going to blame? You could still blame the British, say they no be there for Foumban. So when they talk, say no, but you know, if the British they be there for Foumban, maybe we'll forget a better deal in the federation. Guess what? As I don't tell you now, Amadou Ahidjo come for Foumban for that constitutional conference. He bring constitution where we don't prepare them weeks in advance, and if we don't give a copy of that draft constitution to the British and to John Go Foncha, if we don't give them, but John Go Foncha one come for day, he no bring a constitution. What were they coming there to do? For chop, then dance, and then drink? Is that what you were going there to do? One side it come serious, ready to do business. The other side it come there like a bunch of empty people, the way they don't know the way to where they there for do. So who are you going to blame for the incompetence and the ineptitude and the level of preparedness of our forefathers, the John Go Foncha, the Endele them? When 50-something people will not come for meeting, no man no bring pen and paper. No man no write nothing down. Who started the constitution where the people then for former British Southern Cameroon they be prepared and bring them for Foumban? It no exist. And ma tell you now, of the 12 people then, very few people then, where Amadou Ahidjo, it be bring them for Foumban, it be bring advisors for constitutional law and international law from France, even though it be been a sovereign, it be been a president of a sovereign nation, it be sovereign. It means that it not be under the British or under the French or under anybody. It be like a god as far as international relations are concerned. It be being a commander-in-chief of an army. It get a parliament. It get national anthem. It get currency, money. It get flag. All those things for your country. But it won't come for day. It go for France. It go ask for advisors. It say, I need people to advise me on constitutional law and international law so that I go know what they do. It won't come for that Foumban constitutional conference. It be prepared. Now, wait it that way, President Amadou Ahidjo do. And they want come for the if don't prepare a constitution for bringing with them. Now, on the other side, even the Southern Cameroon's Bar Association, lawyers, they be offer their assistance and their advice and their services them to John Gofoncha for free of charge. Now, John Gofoncha deny. You know why? Infighting. Because it be fierce if the lawyers them for the Southern Cameroon's Bar Association, if they get involved in this negotiation, they go know what way me and they discussed with Amadou Ahidjo, and maybe they go tell Endele. That was his concern. So now why that way? It not take no advisors, it not take no experts, it not take no even the British them. They're not there for the meeting. You know, KE, he go there for go arrange 2 positions and for himself. Who are you to blame? You know, if it come now for 2024, can't talk, say, go blame the British or make a go blame President Amadou Ahidjo. No, you cannot have your cake and eat it. The mistakes, the way our forefathers, they make them, we have to live with those mistakes. It did like Manway, it did now like 40-something years old. But every day, it cry how you pan no be sending for university. You pan no be sending for school. Now, why that way, it the ride Okada? So what? You been an adult. If you really want to go for university, you can still send yourself through university. Yes, it not be too late. If you really want to, but you know fit for the rest of your life, the complaint say, my papa never send me for school. My papa never send me for school. It's already happened. No one is going to go back to 1961. No one. No one. Whether you cry from today till whenever, cry till blood come off for your eye, nobody is going to revisit 1961. It is never going to happen. So Anglophones, we need to move on. We need to come together. And we need to do something about our situation, our problem. We need to first accept the reality. We joined Cameroon. Now that we are Cameroonians, how do we make our lives better as Cameroonians? Even when I want to secede, be honest about it. Say, yes, we joined, but now we want to secede. And then we can have an honest conversation about it. We will tell una no go succeed for the secession because you no go force me for be a part of country with me or a part of una secessionist nonsense. And when I bring guns for can attack we because they will not be separatists, we go bring bigger guns for can attack una too. So when I don't know how to create alliances and make friends, but we know how to make friends. So we could make better friends with the Yaoundé regime as when I call them, and we will fight you back. That is the reality. How una think say we go get the country without the consent of the federalists, without the consent of the unionists? Una be separatist, una be minority. Even though una think say una be majority, even though una carry guns, but man tell una be in a minority. Because there is a diverse voices. There are diverse voices as far as the Anglophones they be concerned, and you need to consider each and every person their own interest. You need to try and make a coalition. Make friends rather than making enemies if we want for progress. I know a lot of people that claim say if the dialogue with Yaoundé and then it will make harm, this nonsense or the Anglophone crisis it will end. Make I ask you this question. If President Paul Biya can dialogue with Anglophones, make we assume say that dialogue it happen. President Paul Biya don't dialogue with Anglophones as una claim. With Ayuk Tabe for Kondengi and all the hundreds of so-called Anglophone presidents and leaders, the way they be dotted all over the world. They dialogue with all of them. Wait till you stop that poorly educated Okada rider where they for bush where carry guns. Make it no can kidnap you for Alabukam or for Bui or for Momo. Wait till go stop that picking the way they carry those checker from Kradai guns the day inside bush, make they don't use the guns them for can continue for the kidnap una. That is a legitimate question where none of una will never be able for answer them. All we una be interested in now for the talk about dialogue, negotiate, dialogue, negotiate, dialogue, negotiate. I don't ask una dialogue with who una no fit talk. And after the so-called dialogue, make we assume say the dialogue it happen and it be successful. Wait till go stop the picking the way they carry guns, make them no continue for the attack una. So these things then, the reality where we need for understand. Now say those picking the way they carry the guns, the majority of them we need for kill them. Simple as that. They picking the way they surrender, join DDR today. They need to join because they like them. And they talk as person where they communicate with all of them, where they deal with all of them. I don't visit the disarmament center for Bamenda twice, and the one for Boya once. And I know this picking them. They come off of that bush because their lives they be at stake. And if their lives they not be at stake, they're for still there for that bush. So we need for Mekam. So we need for de-incentivize the carrying of those guns then. When they feel the absolute threat, say their lives they be at stake, they be imminent threat. They get that imminent threat of life. Say at any given moment, we will compromise them. And as we compromise their friends them, now wait that way they make the other ones that they surrender. That is a fact. And we must continue for the compromise them because now the only way that for make sure say the kidnappers the way they did for Bush, the rapists and the drug addicts them, where we go reduce their threat to our civilian population. That is the only way for the beginning the way they carry the guns. That is literally the only way. They know two ways, they know they. And I'm advise that for una. Okay, when I cry, go up, calm down. Time when they can't kidnap your relative. Now you say you carry your own 2 food now, run, go see gendarme, go see police, go see the governor or the DO. They beg, say they can't help you because they don't kidnap your mommy. But now, because they never kidnap your mommy, they kidnap a different man in mommy when I go she don't when I quiet. That is not good enough. So after listening to me, some of you go think say countryman it be too critical, say countryman it be too harsh and too hard on our forefathers them like EML Endele and Dr. John Gofoncha. No, the reason why we me I be hard on them now because I need we Anglophones them for learn the lessons them where we need for learn them since 1961, so that we not go repeat those mistakes and where our forefathers they make them. The mistake where we don't make them. Now say we did lie to ourselves too much. And I understand the reasons why we people like John Gofoncha, Estimuna, they be the lie for Anglophones them. Partly because they be one for radicalize the population, and also because they be one for shift the blame, because they not be one for be blamed for this union and the state of the union because of the mistakes in which they be make them. So they try for cover up for their mistakes. But if you cover up for those mistakes, then we not go take the opportunity for learn lessons from those mistakes so that we go avoid the same mistakes in the future. Also, the reason why they be make the mistakes them, the reasons why they make the decisions the way they make them in the 1960s and the 1980s and the 1970s, now because of their political situation at that time. For their time, they be make certain political calculations them based on their environment, based on geopolitics. For example, which way be they happen for Nigeria, the Biafra War, it be now one of the calculations the way they be make them for 1972 when they be dissolved the federation. Now one of the things in that we need to ever consider them. Also, I be very grateful and very thankful for John Gofoncha and the effort for Unite Cameroon, because me I no want forever be a part of Nigeria. So now one of the very good things in that way our forefathers they be doing for bring we from Nigeria out of Nigeria for unite we with our brothers them for across the Mongol. I be very proud for be a Cameroonian. So now one of the fantastic thing that way they be doing. And when I go see them say they achieve this one when they be they work together. All the other things where they do and where it go wrong now because of their own political infighting in the 1950s, 60s and even 70s. For example, 1966, when we themselves have KNTP for Foncha and Endele own party and all the other smaller parties them for former West Cameroon, they dissolved their political parties them for form one party system inside Cameroon. They did that. No be na me do am, no be na President Amadou Ahidjo do am, no be na the British, no be na the French. So the reason for this audio and this recording and production, now say make we make we take responsibility for the actions them where we don't take them, and make we know say we get to live with the consequences of the actions and the decisions of our forefathers. Make we stop for always constantly to blame someone else for our own current situation. Make we look at how we got here. We take lessons, take stock of what we don't happen in the past, learn lessons from that, and then forge a better future so that we go avoid for make the same mistakes in the future. Thank you plenty my country people them. For all man we don't listen to the end, make sure say you share, make it go far and wide. I've been now a humble servant, the Kumkumasa, the king of all the black legs. I'll be start to record this presentation actually on the 17th of October 2024, and I finish today the 19th of October. And as I finish this recording, I did get the good news say the so-called general for ADF, we call himself say General 5-star for Chomba for Bamenda, it don't be compromised this morning by the B and also with the intelligence service of the GGRA. So this one are fantastic news, and we need for continuing for to kill all the drug addicts where they did in the bush, because now them they pose a security threat to our people them in the Anglophone zone. Failure to do that, we will live with this violence for a very long time. So the onus is on us. We get the responsibility for solve our problem, the Anglophone problem. My country people then.
Lesson number one, my country people, Dr. Weti. Listen, whether or not you accept, my country people is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. So Ambazonians will thank my country people for the wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.
Hail, hail, hail the Kumkumasa. We the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Kumkumasa, Kumkumasa, you shall free our country from terror. And your blessing shall be like the stars above. The Most High God shall be your guide.